You know how sometimes you look at a cityscape and it just feels big, maybe a bit cold?
Hmm.
Well, imagine twisting that feeling into something really deeply unsettling.
Okay.
Picture a city that actually breathes, that pulses, a huge, sprawling thing made of like living flesh and bone,
Wow.
and it's hungry, constantly hungry.
Right. So we're diving into Jaime Bautista's concept here, the organic mutant architecture, specifically from part two of his work.
Exactly. And it's nothing like your typical urban planning ideas, is it?
Not even close. Forget textbooks. This is something else entirely.
Absolutely. We're talking about a living, feeding metropolis. It's bizarre, frankly, and really quite disturbing.
It is.
So our goal today in this deep dive is to really get under the skin of it,
Yeah.
unpack the core ideas behind this unique vision.
Let's do it.
So first things first, these buildings, what are they actually like? It's more than just saying they're alive.
Right.
It's literal.
Oh, it's very literal.
Yeah.
Bautista's description is incredibly visceral. They aren't really built in the way we think of buildings, but they're
Okay.
more like they've grown,
Mm.
mutated, maybe. Imagine walls made of taut sinew,
Wow.
structures using dense bone, the
Yeah.
whole fabric of the place, pulsing like living flesh.
Okay, that's vivid and pretty unsettling. All right.
It's an architecture that comes straight from biology, not from blueprints.
So they're not just sitting there. These aren't static structures at all. They're actively doing stuff.
Very actively.
Yeah.
Bautista fills his work with these details. You've got facades that literally pulse, slowly, rhythmically.
Like a heartbeat.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
And vents that seem to inhale and exhale, like lungs.
Okay, creepy.
And maybe the most disturbing part, the windows, he describes them as eyes,
Eyes.
blinking eyes, some darting around, others just staring, fixed, unblinking.
Oh, that gives me chills.
It creates this constant feeling of awareness, like the city itself is watching you.
So it completely changes how you'd feel being in a city. It's not just being surrounded by buildings anymore. It's like
absolutely.
you're inside some kind of huge organism.
A creature. That's a really good way to put it. It's not passive background. It's actively sensing and, crucially, reacting.
And that ties back to what you said earlier, the hunger.
Yes,
Yeah.
that fundamental drive. This living thing needs to eat.
Right. Okay, so it's not getting energy from the sun, I'm guessing. Photosynthesis is out.
Definitely out.
So how does a city made of, stuff sustain itself? What's on the menu?
Well, according to Bautista's vision,
Yeah.
pretty much anything that moves within it.
Anything that moves?
Yeah. But there's a particular focus, a horrifying one, really.
Yeah.
Humans.
It eats.
Its own inhabitants, yeah.
Okay. That just ramps up the unsettling factor significantly. So
Okay.
how does it actually consume them? It's not like buildings have mouths usually.
It's insidious. Really insidious. And the key is something seemingly mundane.
What's that?
The transportation system.
The transport, like the subway,
Yeah.
buses, how does that work?
Think about the commuter trains. People just see them as, part of the daily grind, getting to work. But in Bautista's world, these trains, they're described as enormous biomechanical serpents.
Serpents.
Huge ones. And they aren't just moving people from A to B. They're mobile digestive tracts.
Wait, hold on. Digestive tracts. You're saying?
Exactly what it sounds like. People get on the train thinking it's just their normal commute, totally unaware.
Oh my God.
But they're actually being ingested, swallowed. It's a one-way trip straight into the living tissue of the city itself.
So they never get off. They never reach the office.
They never reach their destination. They become sustenance. They're processed by the organic structures.
That is truly horrifying. The deception is just, wow. The most normal thing, commuting, becomes this unknowing sacrifice.
Precisely. The city is built on that lie. The systems that look like they support life are actually the instruments of death, consumption.
Bautista uses some really powerful language for this, doesn't he? I remember reading something like, the city inhaling hope.